Chimpanzees have apparently entered the Stone Age. Okay, let's see.
That chimpanzee just made a stone tool, and that one's hunting with a spear. If this looks like the Stone Age to you, you're not wrong. They've wielded stone tools for thousands of years.
So does the Stone Age literally mean that like they used stones?
And some are virtually identical to those crafted by our own ancestors.
So are they truly in the Stone Age or just standing on the edge? Let's find out.
For decades, researchers thought tool use is what separated us from the other animals, what made us human. That was until a revolutionary primatologist conducted a study in the 1960s. Jane Goodall ventured into the remote Gombe stream.
The Stone Age basically gets its name from the fact that people were using tools made of stone, think flint, obsidian, whatever they could find, and chip into something useful. It's a really broad chunk of time, like the vast majority of human history actually, where stone...
Okay, I guess we did learn that in high school. I just don't remember that.
Us from the other animals, what made us human. That was until a revolutionary primatologist conducted a study in the 1960s. Jane Goodall ventured into the remote Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania. One day, she witnessed chimpanzees
from Tarzan. That's what they named her after. She kind of looks like her too.
The remote Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania. One day, she witnessed chimpanzees at a termite mound repeatedly poke stalks of grass into the holes. The termites would bite onto the grass defensively, allowing the chimp to pull them out and eat them. Astonished at her discovery, Goodall told paleoanthropologists,
honestly, bro, chimps seem very like passive. Is it just me, or do they like not like? I guess that's a good thing, because if chimps were aggressive and they were like hunting humans down, that would be scary. Granted, they would all, we would shoot them all, but still, like, chimps seem very. What do chimps eat? What do monkeys or chimps eat? Are they like vegetarian?
Not really. They eat a ton of fruit, which makes it seem like they're mostly vegetarian, but they're actually omnivores.
So do they eat?
Part of their...
Do they eat like meat and stuff? Like, do they hunt like other mammals, like in groups, like people did?
Yeah, they actually do. Chimps definitely hunt. So chimps mostly hunt monkeys. Like red colobus monkeys are a big target. They do it in coordinated groups, which is actually pretty wild to watch. It's a whole coordinated thing with different chimps taking on different roles. Some chase, some corner, some actually make the...
Wait, so they eat each other?
No, not like chimpanzees actively hunting and eating other chimpanzees in any regular pattern. They definitely do hunt monkeys, though. It's pretty common for them.
So do they eat other monkeys?
Yeah, they absolutely do. Chimps hunt and eat other monkeys, especially red colobus monkeys. It's not super common behavior.
So monkeys are like cannibals. That's crazy.
Louis Leakey, who wrote, "Now we must redefine tool, redefine man, or accept chimpanzees as human. Tools are evolutionary game changers. They unlock resources that would otherwise be impossible to reach. In the case of termite fishing, the stick directly aids chimpanzees in acquiring this food source. But this is far from their only tool. Further research has found that chimpanzees actually use over 20 different...
Like, what is the smartest... Bro, Hold on, bro.
What's up?
What is the smartest monkey?
That's a good question. People debate it, but most scientists would say chimpanzees are consistently ranked as the smartest. They have the most complex problem-solving skills, tool use in the wild, and genetic overlap with us, which always makes things interesting when comparing. What made you curious about...
Interesting. Okay.
Tools. One of the most important is the use of stone tools. Stone hammers are used to smash open hard nuts against anvil stones. This lets them consume abundant calories they otherwise would have no chance in eating.
Did y'all know that?
A recent paper looked closely at this behavior and found something fascinating. Using stone tools to open nuts is not present in every population. Chimps in seasonal, resource-scarce environments...
Like, I never thought monkeys were that smart. Like, I would imagine, like, a monkey or, like, a chimp being as smart as, like, a dog or something. Like, you'll see videos of, like, monkeys, like, doing stuff, and it's like, the monkey was obviously, like, trained by a person. But I guess, like, I don't know, like, if a dog had, like, thumbs and had the body of a monkey, it could like it, you know what I mean? Like it could do stuff if you train it to do stuff, right?
more often. But the study also looked closer at the hammers and anvils themselves. They found that they differ regionally and choose a certain hammerstone size depending on the hardness of the nut. The so-called anvils that they smash the nuts against are usually just large flat stones that happen to be near the nut trees. These anvils are fairly distinct archaeologically, and researchers have found evidence that their use goes back at least 4,300 years, meaning that this behavior likely extends far into prehistory. What is also interesting to note is that some populations do not smash nuts at all, meaning some chimpanzee populations are
I'm
more
still trying to figure out like how like are they saying that people evolved? Like what's the evolutionary theory about where humans come from? Does the theory of evolution propose that people evolved from like chimps or like monkeys?
Not exactly. The common misunderstanding is that humans evolved from monkeys or chimps alive today. That's not what evolution says at all. Evolution argues that humans and modern apes share a common ancestor, a primate that lived millions of years ago. From that ancestor, different evolutionary paths led to humans on one branch and modern apes like chimps and monkeys on others. So we're more like cousins than direct descendants.
Okay, so does like the ancestor that we share, is that ancestor still around?
Nope, that ancestor is long gone. We're talking millions of years ago, before fossils were really forming properly even. So there aren't fossils we can point to and say, this is the one.
You don't really think about this stuff like on a daily. I'm just like, okay, like monkeys, humans, like there's obviously something there.
than others. Another important tool that chimpanzees use are spears. Yeah, that's right. They make their own spears by taking off a sturdy
Oh my
stick
god,
and
is that
biting
the thing's butt? Bro, it's off my screen, bro.
They use these weapons to
Off my
stab into
screen,
the burrows
bro.
of bush babies, which are some of the cutest animals on the planet.
So monkeys
They
eat
jam the
this.
stick into the burrow, killing the animal, and then they use the stick to get the animal out. These spears seem to be used exclusively for hunting animals that they physically cannot get to. They have never been witnessed using them against one another. However, chimpanzees have been
I wonder if there's like a society of monkeys out there that like live like people, that like have like they built houses, they have like a society. Like there gotta be a group of monkeys out there that are just so advanced that like they just learn to maybe stay away from humans, but they could probably like talk. You know what I'm saying? They might can speak English. They gotta be out there somewhere, bro. Has
to
to be.
using sticks and branches to hit each other. They even throw rocks during aggressive encounters. It seems that they have already had their 2001 Space Odyssey moment. So chimpanzees use rocks to crack open nuts, they fish for termites, and they even stab prey with spears. So have they truly entered the Stone Age? Well, they are far from the
Yeah,
only animals to use
obviously,
tools.
yeah, like
Orangutans use sticks to fish for insects.
I've always thought like the orangutan was like the wisest elder statesman of monkeys. Like they all just seem like they just have so much knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like they just have like that aura about them.
And honey. You may have even seen this image of an orangutan spearfishing.
Or I remember when this went viral. I remember seeing this on Twitter last
It
year.
is true that this orangutan was imitating some fishermen he was watching. He was unsuccessful and pretty much just splashed a stick at the water, so it's not
He didn't even catch anything. That's funny. I was like literally sent this to like 3 of my friends, and I was like, bro, look, bro, the monkey, they're evolving, bro. And he didn't even catch anything.
impressive as it might seem. Apparently after this shot, he ended up stealing a fish that was already hooked by a fisherman. So I guess that's a win. But plenty of
I did
other
see another
primates-
like post. It might have been the same post where they were like talking about like monkeys have figured out how to use like herbal medicine. I think it was like this orangutan, and he had an injury, and he was like crushing up flowers, and he made like some type of like something to put on his face, bro, and it like cleared his face. I'm not even joking, bro. Unless that was AI. Maybe I got one shot about AI, but it looked realistic, bro. It looked real.
like capuchin monkeys use stones on a daily basis to open shellfish. Even otters use stones to open shellfish. Crows fish with sticks, and octopuses use shells for protection. Tool use is
Nah,
not
they say the
exclusive to humans.
octopus like is crazy smart though. I wonder what's smarter, an octopus or a dolphin or a monkey. What's smarter, an octopus or a dolphin?
That's a fun debate. But if I had to pick, I'd lean towards octopuses. They're these totally alien intelligences, 9 brains, solving puzzles we struggle with, camouflage skills that blow my mind, even opening jars from the inside out. Dolphins are smart, no question, but octopus intelligence feels different.
Nah, octopus. Okay, I don't like the way this AI thing. Like, I'm using this thing called Maya. It's like this AI called Sesame. It's a little bit too like human sounding. I don't like that. Y'all heard it. It laughed. I'm like, no, bro, stop. I'm deleting it off my phone. So octopuses, octopi, they have 8 brains, 9 brains.
It's kind of turning white on the one side.
600-pound octopus can fit through a hole the size of a quarter. Oh my God. Octopus playing piano?
This man is trying to teach an octopus named Taco how to play the piano.
He
bought him
named
from
it
a fish
Taco?
market, but instead of throwing him into a frying pan, he threw him into an aquarium. At first, Taco had no idea what was going on. The man tried 3 different designs for the piano key until he found the one. He now had to teach Taco the rhythm, so he tried using lights, but Taco pulled the wrong key. So he tried wiggling the key, which worked like a charm. It took Taco weeks to learn to play 3 notes together. But unfortunately, after this, there were weeks of 0 progress. Taco knew that he should play some notes, but he didn't know that he should.
Okay. I guess this is proof that you can just train any animal to do anything. Like I saw this one guy, he trained like a bird. Was it like a pigeon? I don't know. This dude trained like a crow or something to bring him money, which I thought was cool. All right, back to the monkeys.
Nor primates. So then what set our ancestors apart? Well, our ancestors took stone tools to another level by modifying them. By smashing stones together, they broke off sharp stone edges which could cut. This opened up all kinds of new resources for our ancestors. Just as the termite sticks or spears allowed chimpanzees to extract calories out of their environment, sharp stone tools allowed our ancestors to do the same. On the savannas where we evolved, carnivores are constantly killing prey and leaving their carcasses with plenty of meat and bone marrow left over. A study looking at zebras killed by lions found that on average, 33 pounds or 15 kilograms of meat was left over.
33 pounds?
That is roughly 20,000 calories in meat alone.
Man, what?
Not to mention the marrow.
Y'all better finish
This
that.
would have met the daily requirements of about 20.
Bro, that makes me think of the dad on Everybody Hate Chris when like they don't eat all their food. And he's like, that's about 50 cents worth of meat right now. That's about $2 worth of meat.
7 early hominins. But to harvest this meat, our ancestors needed the sharp edges of stone to cut through tendons, scrape off meat, and break into the brains and marrow.
Nah, life used to
This
be
was
so
one of-
crazy, bro. Like, you were not eating if you weren't hunting. And then the thing about it is like, doing something like this was so risky back then that like, not everybody made it back, bro. Like, if you have like, I don't know, I guess the more the better. But if it was like 6 of y'all trying to hunt down like an elephant or like a rhino or something, there's a very real possibility, bro, that somebody is dying. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even like, oh, like you might get killed by what you're trying to hunt. You got lions and tigers and all this stuff trying to come at you bro. I'm so glad I could just pick up my phone, open Uber Eats, and then have something show up to my doorstep, bro.
Humanity's biggest breakthroughs. And it's not far off of what chimpanzees are currently doing in Africa. The earliest modified stone tools are 3.3 million years old. We don't know who was making them. It was most likely our ancestors or close relatives,
Bro.
but who knows? It could have even been the ancestors of chimpanzees. What we do know is that stone tool use wouldn't catch on until around 2.4 million years ago, when hominids started selecting stone that could hold a sharp edge. And then they learned how to produce efficient
Why he
tool.
kind of look like me though?
Hominids started
I'm just playing.
selecting stone that could hold a sharp edge. And then they learned how to produce efficient tools.
Yo.
Here's an example of the kinds of tools that our ancestors were using well over 2 million years ago. It's really just a sharp flake of stone, but it's an incredibly useful tool for cutting through flesh and also pounding through bones and other objects. Though it's extremely simple, it was an evolutionary game changer for our ancestors.
Many
Why is this like, why are they so impressed about, like, I feel like back then it was so hard, like life was just so hard that it made sense that they were like, oh, 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 kill. Like, this is not that impressive, bro. Like, it's like, okay, like they made a rock, they turned it into a knife. It was bound to happen. They probably tried everything too. They probably tried sticks. They probably tried leaves. I want to see like what the prototypes, like the early human weapon tool prototypes were, bro. Because I mean, obviously the only thing left is stones at this point, because I guess everything else eroded. But like, what else were they trying to use for real, you know?
Paleoanthropologists would argue that the intentional development of a cutting edge has to be the lower bound of the Stone Age. Otherwise, otters and capuchins are also in the Stone Age. Chimpanzees have never been documented in the wild creating a sharp stone tool, but they are limited for a number of reasons. First of all, fine-grained stones that create—
It looks like a kung fu master just like—
but they are limited
sitting on top of this, like, not gonna lie, this is kind of tough, bro. The way he's sitting right there, it's kind of tough, bro. I like it.
For a number of reasons. First of all, fine-grained stones that create sharp edges when broken—
is my mic working? Okay, yeah.
Such as flint, are not common in the modern range of chimpanzees. Most of the time it is thick jungle, and the stones they have access to are basically useless for cutting. Our ancestors, on the other hand, lived across open, rocky savannas that often had sources of quality stone. But just because chimpanzees don't have access to the right raw materials for knapping stone, doesn't mean they lack the intelligence to understand it. So researchers had a bold idea. What if we simply taught a chimpanzee how to flint knap? Meet Kanzi, a language-competent bonobo, who was taught to flint knap in the early 1990s. Bonobos are a closely related—
Oh, look at the baby chip. Yo, I still to this day, bro, like as a kid, I used to want a baby chip, like, but now I still kind of want one. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I have him in the nicest, you know what I'm saying? Have him in some nice polos, you know what I'm saying? He'll look like a nice, presentable young man, bro, you know? Anyways.
Cousin of chimpanzees, often seen as more socially intelligent.
Oh, bro, look at that thing is cute, bro. It's ugly, but it's cute.
Kanzi was especially—
it's like Michael Jackson's, bro. Michael Jackson probably used to dress up his Michael Jackson's monkey Bubbles. Did he put clothes on Bubbles? Yeah, he had Bubbles in the new, bro. Bubbles was clean. What you talking about, bro? Bubbles had it on, bro. He was matching with Bubbles. Stop playing with him. Bro, what's that video where, like, I gotta find it. Michael Jackson was telling Bubbles to sit down. Look. Oh, that one told him to sit down. And he did it. Tough, bro. GOAT, bro. Mike the GOAT. Shouts out Bubbles.
Intelligent. He even learned how to play Minecraft. But it was this video of him flint knapping that honestly blew my mind. They first focused on showing him how to knock off flakes through percussion, which is what I'm doing here. You literally hit one rock against another rock in order to knock off a stone flake. So now let's watch some incredible close-up footage of Kanzi napping.
Oh, look there what Kanzi made. That's really perfect.
See, it's like they trained him to do this. So it's like you could train a monkey to do anything. We just saw you could train a monkey to sit down. If you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're Michael Jackson. But the fact that, I don't know, he's not naturally like learning how to do this out of nature doesn't really mean anything. It's cool that they could teach him to do this though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's okay, cool. Like, shout out, what's his name? Ponzi?
Oh, look at that one.
Look, so he's like, oh, I did good? Oh, okay, I'll do it. You want me to do it again? Like, it's like he's just doing what he's told.
Oh, thank you. They would really cut things good.
Kanzi was able to knock off flakes consistently, and after a while, he even came up with his own methods of flint knapping. Instead of using the hammer stone in his hand,
hold on.
He started throwing it at the core. This may have helped him overcome challenges unique to the hands of chimpanzees, or to protect his fingers. But how fascinating is it that he invented a new flint knapping technique? After 2 years of practice, researchers decided it was finally time to put his skills to the test.
Wait, what about his technique though? Like, what was special about it? Like, for all we know, he could have been doing it wrong.
This may have helped him overcome challenges unique to the hands of chimpanzees, throwing it at the core. Instead of using the hammer stone in his hand, he started throwing it at the core. This may have helped him overcome challenges unique to the hands of chimpanzees, or to protect his
Oh,
fingers.
he like took a shortcut basically. Okay.
But how fascinating is it that he invented a new flint knapping technique? After 2 years of practice, researchers decided it was finally time to put his skills to the test. They gave him an unmodified core of flint and a hammerstone. Nearby was a clear box with fruit inside. It was held shut by a thick nylon cord. In order to get to his reward, he would have
I
to
wonder
hit
if
off
like
a
monkeys are like monogamous.
large sharp flake to cut through the cord. During the trial, knocking off flakes was not a problem for the trained bonobo. However, some of these flakes were too small, so he would try again. He would select the largest flakes and assess their sharpness by looking at the edge and testing it on his tongue. Eventually, he knocked off a large flake and was able to cut open the box. This process was repeated 11 times, producing an
Okay, so
abundance
they
of
motivated him to get the banana. Why do monkeys like bananas? Like, do they have like a potassium like deficiency or something? Like, what's up with what? What's up? What's up?
data and artifacts. Now here's where it gets really interesting. When researchers analyzed the bonobo-made artifacts, they found something remarkable. Many of them were virtually indistinguishable from the tools that our ancestors made 2 million years ago. The flakes had striking platforms, bulbs of percussion, and sharp usable edges. The ones he decided to use were the largest and sharpest tools. His method of assessing the sharpness with his tongue may have been the same way our ancestors assessed sharpness, but there were differences too. Our ancestors usually knocked off flakes at around 80 degrees to consistently produce long flakes. Kanzi's flakes averaged
I don't get
nearly
the point of this experiment though. It feels to me like they're just like, okay, like how smart is the things, the beings that we evolved from? Like how smart are they? Or like how dumb are they? And it seems like you're just like, okay, like they're dumb, but they're not that dumb. They can make rocks. They can make tools out of rocks. Is that the point of this?
90 degrees, essentially right angles. This is the maximum angle at which these materials will fracture at all. This tells us that Kanzi did not have quite as complex an understanding of flint knapping as our ancestors did 2 million years ago, and this may also be due to chimpanzee hands not being as dexterous as ours. Our lineage has been knapping stone for well over 2 million years. Modern human hands are quite literally evolved to knap stone. It was only in the past 5,000 years or so that most of us stopped. Kanzi's flint knapping was impressive, but it was notably worse than, say, Homo erectus. Either way, it gives us a window into what the earliest sharp stone tools would have looked like.
Why did they used to have... It's almost like the early humans had like built-in like visors in their eyebrows. Which I guess made sense, because if they were living in like sunny areas, then that does make sense, I guess. All right.
Either way,
Answer
it
my
gives
own
us a
question.
window into what the earliest sharp stone tools would have looked like. Our minds were already capable of understanding how to create sharp stone edges, and our dexterous hands came later. In another study conducted 14 years later, Kanzi had clearly become more adept at making and using stone tools.
My boy Kanzi.
Kanzi and another bonobo used stone to break
Is
into logs
that his butt? Why are their butts so big?
and
Bro?
dig, both getting a reward if successful.
Is that like in the male monkey space? Is that like a badge of honor having like a big butt?
He used flakes like a drill, rotating them to bore deeper into the log. He used larger flakes as wedges to pry into the logs and even used them to chop. In another part of the experiment, he used flakes as shovels to dig into tough sediment to retrieve food. It's interesting to note that Kanzi was far more successful than the other less trained bonobo, indicating that his training really did pay off and allowed him to access these resources. Kanzi lived on for
Yeah,
about
bro,
a decade,
you could train a monkey to do anything. at this
doing
point.
all kinds of fun scientific studies before sadly passing away in March of 2025.
Well, they got him playing Minecraft.
These studies show that with human interaction or training, bonobos and chimpanzees can produce intentional stone tools, leaving wear patterns comparable to early human artifacts. Such tool production and utilization competencies are extremely similar to the competencies of early humans such as Homo habilis and Homo erectus. A 2021 study on untrained
Naive adult captive chimpanzees do not socially learn how to make and use sharp stone tools. So how do they learn it then?
chimpanzees showed that they did not spontaneously create or use sharp flake stone tools, even when provided with materials,
They have to
suggesting
they have to have like a motive to do it. Like they have to have like a reason. Like what was it? Cosby? What's the thing's name? What's his name? He had a reason because he had a banana in the box. And they're just like, okay, like do this. And then open the box with then you get a banana. Get your daily potassium intake or whatever. But like if they just capture monkeys and then they're like, all right, here's some rocks, figure it out. They're gonna be like, what? They're like, why am I here? Like, let me out. You know what I'm saying?
social learning or training is necessary for this behavior. We know that chimpanzees have to learn how to process nuts with stones and anvils from their relatives who teach them the technique. It's a cultural innovation.
I like saw somewhere too, like I probably was watching like what's that Netflix show where there's like it's like nature, it's like National Geographic, it's like Earth is beautiful, it's something like that. It's something, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, put it down in the comments. There's like one episode where there was like it was like a female monkey and she might have been like 18 years old or something, but then she had a 3-year-old monkey, and then like the announcer, what's the person that like commentates on the announcer person was basically just like, yeah, like apparently, he didn't say apparently, but he was like, yeah, monkeys age like humans do. So like a 3-year-old monkey is like a 3-year-old human. And like an 18-year-old mom monkey is like a young mom. Cause like, okay, dogs, like a 2-year-old dog is like a young adult. 3-year-old dog, he's a senior citizen. You get what I'm saying? Like, so a 3-year-old monkey being actually like a 3-year-old child, that was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of cool.
In order for wild chimpanzees to start flaking their own stone tools, they would have to have quality stone available to them.
And a motive.
Importantly, a reason to create sharp tools.
Motive, bro.
Without direct human intervention, this seems unlikely. But funny enough, capuchin monkeys in Brazil are accidentally achieving what we consider a human milestone. They use stone hammers to open fruits and nuts, but also for a far stranger reason. They smash rocks together to create dust, which they then lick up. Scientists really have no idea why they do this. Maybe it's to help them get some minerals into their diet.
It's obviously for them to get their salt intake. Like,
regardless of why they do it, they happen to create stone flakes that are virtually identical to early human tools in Africa.
Getting their vitamins in, bro.
These stone flakes have been found in Brazil in layers dating back over 50,000 years ago. At first, it was thought that humans were in the region tens of thousands of years before we thought, but it now seems it was actually capuchin monkeys leaving a seemingly human signature. So ironically, capuchin monkeys have unintentionally entered the Stone Age before our closest relatives. So are chimpanzees in the Stone Age? Kind of, but not really. They've been hunting with spears and cracking nuts with stone hammers for thousands of years. And Kanzi proved that bonobos can flintnap when taught.
Well, I mean, it sounds like they are in the Stone Age, though. Like, the Stone Age seems like it's like a long, like I don't know how long humans were in the Stone Age, but like if monkeys have been in it for at least 1,000 years, a few thousand years, they're probably gonna be in it for a very long time, bro. They got a long way to go.
Individuals have never made a cutting tool on their own, at least as far as we know. Not because they lack the cognitive capacity, but because they lack the necessity. The story of our own species likely mirrors this pattern. We exploited carcasses with sharp stone tools to get access to an entirely new food source. During severe droughts or food scarcity, tool-using apes had a much better chance at surviving.
Dang, I totally forgot about like gorillas. They didn't talk about gorillas in this at all. Is this video about... Oh, it's about chimpanzees. Okay.
This feedback loop favored an increasing reliance on tools, and fundamentally shaped what we became. Tool use likely became non-negotiable for our survival. Chimpanzees do not face these same circumstances.
Yeah, like chimps, like... It seems like most chimps live somewhere that's like kind of chill. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me look up what hunts chimps.
Leopards and lions are their main predators in the wild. But chimpanzees are also at risk from African rock pythons and even martial eagles sometimes. Unfortunately, humans are a huge threat too.
Wait, so humans? And then she said martial eagles? What is a martial eagle? This thing eats chimps? I guess baby chimps? I guess it is kind of big. Oh, that's a fox? Oh. That's a deer? A gazelle? Snakes? Oh, no, this thing is not playing around, bro.
Need a reason. And let's hope they never get one. Well, that was a fun one. I still can't believe these videos of chimpanzees flint napping. I legitimately know humans who are worse at flint napping. What topic should I cover next? Comment down below. Hit that
Okay.
like button.
Yeah, let me know what y'all think, bro. Like, what do I have to say about this? Hey, I don't know, man. Hey, like the video, subscribe if you already, and I will catch y'all in the next video. I'm out. Peace.